Hi, I'm Sam.
And I'm Max.
And this is Movie Nostalgia, where we give you an honest review of the movies we've meddled with so mischievously over at Maybe Movies.
And on this episode, we will be looking at The Devil's Rejects. This is the 2005 sequel to Rob Zombie's 2003 seminal movie House of a Thousand Corpses, starring Sid Haig, Bill Moseley, Sherry Moon Zombie, there's a surprise, William Forsythe, Leslie Easterbrook, Ken Foree as well, can't forget Ken Foree.
Of course not.
Also featuring cameo appearances by the great Geoffrey Lewis, Michael Berryman, and also, I must admit I didn't notice it until this time, Priscilla Barnes.
Oh, right.
Who's Geoffrey Lewis's wife, who gets...
right.
Yes. You clearly weren't focusing, were you?
Focus.
Yes.
Focus. That's what I was thinking. She said focus. Whatever.
And also featuring Matthew McGrory as Tiny in his last film role, as he sadly passed away a few months after the film was made.
Not forgetting Danny Trejo.
Yes, of course. Danny Trejo and also Diamond Dog Dallas as the Unholy Two. And yes, as I said, Geoffrey Lewis there, probably best known as Orville Poggs from the Any Which Way movies, and also for being Juliette Lewis's dad.
Oh, that I always forget.
Yeah.
Oh my god, those genes didn't go the way you thought they would.
No. No, they did not.
Richie, would you do me a favor and eat my pussy for me, please?
Sure.
This is one of the ones that we did on our sort of run up to Halloween 2023, and it was from a suggestion by my friend Rob, who wanted to see how the Fireflies would fare against the family. I can't remember what they called the family from Wrong Turn.
I can't recall.
Yeah, which is why we ended up doing this one and not the first one, because they're out of their comfort zone, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And it made more sense. I'm trying to remember. I thought I'd only seen this for the film, but I'm reasonably sure that I did see it prior to that.
Okay.
And yeah, it was. I think it was actually my friend Rob who showed it to us. Because both of us had really kind of quite enjoyed House of a Thousand Corpses. And then we watched this. I don't like this film. I've never liked this film. It's again, and I'm saying this with no deference to the production crew who worked on it. You know, in terms of its look, for the budget that they had of $7 million, you know, it looks okay for what it is. It's just a terrible film about some really horrible characters that I really can't give a fuck about.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I had seen House of a Thousand Corpses about a year and a half or 2 years before we watched this. But I actually watched this for the show, and I admit, on first viewing, it had certain qualities that, as much as I hated the characters and hated the situations, there were certain qualities to the film that I appreciated. But on a second and now third viewing, those qualities fall down very fast. They are not cornerstones of the movie. They are mere moments that lift the gloom that is the dreadful situation this film encompasses.
Yes, yeah, agreed. These characters, and I think that's really at the heart of part of the reason why I don't like it is it's the characters. Mm. These aren't anti-heroes. These aren't characters that you should really root for in any way, shape or form.
Oh no, they are villains to the core. Yeah. And proud of it too.
Which is why they work in A House of a Thousand Corpses, because they are the antagonists.
Yeah.
Whereas this is unfortunately another example of a creative falling a bit too much in love with his own creation.
But this is an attempt to create what was a villain and turn them into a folk hero. And it doesn't work. Because folk heroes have to be, by definition, heroes, not villains. Yes, they defied convention. Yes, they defied authority. But in every disgusting and horrendous way possible, there was nothing about them that made them noble or
No, they're not.
I'm running out of adjectives here.
Yeah, no, they're not sticking it to the man for honourable or noble reasons. They revel in torture, rape, and murder.
Yes, and take distinct pleasure in it.
Mm-hmm.
There is, again, these are not anti-heroes. They are villains to the core. But the movie expects us to treat them like folk heroes. And that's where a lot of the problems that this film lie. I mean, if you're the sort of person who accepts a film on its face value, first time out of the gate every time, you might have a different experience of this. But ultimately, over multiple viewings, I think most reasonable people have to admit, these are monsters doing monstrous things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, it does lay it on thick later on into the film. As you said, and as you quite rightly said when we were watching it, he so wants you to sympathise with these characters.
Oh, so badly.
Yeah. While under normal circumstances, we'll normally say, we try and avoid spoilers on this, but this one I don't really care.
No.
These characters, I'm sorry, they don't deserve the Butch and Sundance ending.
Oh, God, no. I mean, it's so a Freebird.
I know.
It's
a travesty. I'm sorry, it is.
Right, okay, so we're getting ahead of ourselves. What can I say? Alright, first of all, I'm going to talk about this movie, what it is from my point of view, which is a very poor man's imitation of several movies. Primarily, the first half of From Dusk Till Dawn, the entire bit with the Gecko brothers in the hotel, and the rest is quite simply natural-born killers. But it lacks the media savvy that natural-born killers had.
Yeah, it doesn't ever try to justify their actions as being a result of the failure of the state. There's none of that in this film at all.
No, there is none. None whatsoever. I noticed over and over again public officials doing really shitty things in public view. At the beginning of the film, 10, 15 minutes into the film, the primary antagonist of the Fireflies, the police detective, has an interview on screen and Fs and blinds constantly through it. And this is a film that is set in 1978. I was in America in 1978. No one swore, ever, on the news. He would have been censored. They would have stopped filming. They would have berated him. But no, because this is a Rob Zombie film, and filth and disgustingness must pervade everything, even the so-called protagonist is a filthy human being from the get-go. I can't accept this. This is not realistic. It's not even Grindhouse.
No.
It's complete fiction. It's the worst universe with the worst people doing the worst things. And it doesn't deserve anyone's respect because of that.
Yeah, to add to that as well, again, as we discussed when we were watching it, there's so much plot-induced stupidity in this as well.
Oh, Jesus.
All of the victims are only victims because they epitomise what a victim should do in a movie in that situation.
Yeah. There is a scene when it is made blatantly obvious that two of the hostages are about to be murdered. One of them makes a very perfunctory attempt to defend himself, and as soon as he's challenged, both of the individuals fall on the floor, cower, and plead for their lives, knowing that he has already told them he's going to murder them.
Mm-hmm. There's that. There's also a scene with it. It's the bit with Priscilla Barnes as well. She gets the drop on one of the characters, picks up a gun, and rather than just shoot the bitch in the back, she says, "Don't move." Again, if you want to, it's fine to show a level of brutality and be a bit more visceral with that side of it, but by doing so, and by having the people who suffer through that and not allowing them to rise to the occasion to then be able to react and act within the context of the movie with an equal level of force, it's just done. It's literally terrible writing. I'm sorry, Rob. But
it is, because ultimately, throughout the course of this film, the Fireflies, the principal antagonists, I'm going to insist on calling them antagonists, get away with every single thing they do. Nobody challenges them. And when they do it in such a pathetic and weak fashion that it's inevitable that the challenge is going to fail. I mean, the young woman Max was just talking about has already seen one of her friends be shot in the face. She knows she's a killer, but she says freeze. She doesn't just pull the trigger.
Yeah. It's a disappointment, you know. I mean, I don't really class this as a horror film.
Oh, it's not.
It's not at all.
It's it might be a thriller. It might be a thriller at the most loose terms.
Yeah, I think at the time, a lot of the critics at the time sort of likened it to, not surprisingly, Natural Born Killers, also Thelma and Louise as well.
I can see Thelma and Louise because the ending has
Yeah.
that again. It's that what do you call it? Butch and Cassidy.
Butch and Sundance, yeah.
Yeah, Butch and Sundance. Ending. No. Oh.
Well, it is your turn to do the plot if you really, really want to.
All right, folks. So, The Devil's Rejects, as a sequel to The House of a Thousand Corpses, picks up mere hours after the end of the original film. The local Texas authorities have gathered a posse and arrive en masse at the Firefly farmhouse to apprehend them. A shootout ensues, and 2 of the family members manage to escape after the massacre that follows and go for a run, contacting their father,
He is referred to as Dad, yeah.
Captain Spaulding, and the 3 of them go on a run across Texas in an attempt to escape the authorities, while simultaneously constantly indulging their predilection for rape, murder, and torture.
And that's pretty much the plot of the film. You don't really need to say that much about it. I mean, I would say about the only high point of this film, and there's not enough of it, is the late great Sid Haig.
Sid Haig is amazing. He is balls to the wall as he was in the first film. And even on the menu for the first film,
Yes.
the DVD menu,
Yeah.
that he did some special sequences for.
Shit the bed! Well, howdy, folks. Come on in.
Zadrum is more than just curious content on YouTube. We're also a small publishing house, with books covering a range of genres from 1940s pulp adventure to children's novels, and even a touch of the macabre for those who like their literature on the dark side. Our titles are available in both paperback and ebook formats. Ebooks are available on Amazon, but physical copies can only be bought exclusively through our website at zadrum.com. Jeff's got enough cash as it is, so why not help us little guys grow and thrive? Links can be found in our banner and in the description to all of our videos, and we look forward to helping you indulge your itch for escapism.
You can just stand there and kiss a dog's titties for all I care.
He's balls to the wall, he commits to his performance, and he's enjoyable for that fact. Unfortunately, it doesn't alter the plot of this film.
And there's lots of stuff in this that just doesn't make any sense, or it's just filler.
Oh my god, just so much filler. So many slow motion shootouts or acts of violence that are literally 10 or 15 seconds are spread across up to 4 minutes of film time repeatedly. It's not even voyeuristic because it keeps cutting away. It's not torture porn. It's just slowing down for the sake of indulging the runtime of the film.
Yeah.
And I cannot appreciate that. That's bullshit filmmaking. I'm sorry, Rob. It's bullshit filmmaking. I like your music, but your movies suck.
Yes.
They suck.
They do, unfortunately. As I said, I liked House of a Thousand Corpses. This came along and I didn't enjoy it. And then we got Halloween with those hillbillies from Illinois, where you completely missed the point. Again, I'm going to go on a tangent here because it's not one that we're ever going to cover, but I need to say it. How can you miss the point that what the child Michael Myers does is so atrocious because he's a 6-7-year-old boy from as white picket fence a family as you can get?
He's evil manifested for absolutely no reason. And by giving him a justification for his evil, you diminish the character himself.
What he said. The only thing that and I've been trying to think about this over the past couple of days in preparation for this, and I was trying to figure out what was Rob Zombie's, what was his intention? What was he trying to do with this film? And the only thing that I can think is that it's like he's trying to give us a window of what the worldview is like for the Fireflies. But it doesn't work as that. It fails as that, because if that's what you were going for, then the film should have been shot entirely from the point of view of the Fireflies. Every other character that appears in the film should only ever appear in the film how they interact with the core trio. But they don't. We have scenes with other characters completely separate and divorced from the Devil's Rejects themselves. Therefore, you can't even say that that's what the narrative goal of the film was.
Yeah. On face value, it does seem that the film is an attempt to justify the Firefly's actions and philosophy. No, justify is the wrong word. Mythologize.
Yes. Yeah, nice word.
You're trying to create folklore. But they're not even Bonnie and Clyde. I mean, Bonnie and Clyde had the love story. They have nothing. They're just horrendous people doing horrendous things. How you think you can turn that into folklore is beyond my comprehension. What were you thinking, Rob? What were you thinking?
I mean, as I said at the start, this was made on a budget of 7 million, which is about the same as what House of a Thousand Corpses was made on. And it did a little bit better. The first one made just over 16 million, this made about 20. So, it made its money back, but...
But you see, that's another one of the things that's disappointing about this. If this had been a $1 or $2 million movie, I would have understood the unnecessary amount of shaky camera and frenetic cutting that clearly indicated that they didn't have the scene shot the way that they should have been shot. But with 7 million, you had the money to make this movie. You had the money to make this movie, but you made a piece of trash. It's shaky cam. It's frenetic cross-cutting that obscures the actual action of the scene. What were you thinking?
So this apparently was shot in 30 days in the desert in California.
Okay.
A lot of the locations were just stuff that they stumbled on. The whole bit where he takes Jeffrey Lewis and the other guy out and kills them. Mm-hmm. That was, they were driving past and they spotted it. It was an old chicken farm that was abandoned.
All right.
So they just went and shot, things like that. So there was lots of ways that they cut corners or saved money on the production.
But it didn't improve the film.
No. No. It doesn't.
It didn't improve the film. I mean, because it doesn't look any different from the rest of the film. That making use of available space didn't improve the film. And that's normally why you make use of the available space, is to improve the film.
Yeah.
I mean, it had the same colour grade, the same washed out colours that the rest of the film has. Even indoor shots are quite washed out. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, this film is professionally shot. Some of the shots are very professional, well done, with some lovely sweeping exposition. But so much of it is the same background. It's the desert, some sand, some rocks. The desert, some sand, some rocks. It's so bland.
And it's not even like he spends a lot of time. I mean, there's a couple of bits, but there's nothing really where he spends a lot of time, say, lingering on some nice scenic or panoramic shots.
No, I mean, not even a decent shot of a cactus.
No, exactly.
Thinking
about it for a couple of days, trying to decide what I was going to give this. I was going to give it a thoroughly deserved 1 thumbs down, with the only reason why I wasn't giving it 2 being because of Sid Haig's performance. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I do like Sid Haig in this. As I did, he's he stands out the most. But again, on like yourself, this is what my third, maybe fourth time watching this. No, actually, I'm going to stick with it. I don't hate it enough to give it 2.
Okay.
And giving it a 1.5 thumbs down just seems superfluous. So it gets a 1 thumb down. Probably one of the first times I've actually given a thumbs down.
It is absolutely the first time. And I'm going to do the same. I'll give a tiny 1/4 thumb up for Sid Haig, and if you're interested in this sort of grindhouse aesthetic, it might be worth a watch. But otherwise, no, the thumb is down.
No. And as they say, one wrong turn deserves another.
Oh, yes, it does.
So, as always, please do look after yourselves and one another, and we'll see you next time.
As always, guys, TTFN.